there, and welcome into the A10 Spotlight. I'm Monica McNutt. On this week's edition of the Spotlight, we revisit the Men's Conference Soccer Championship. We'll go behind the scenes of the Volleyball Championship, in which Dayton clinched their 11th program title. And as we turn the page to December, Mark Adams stops by to drop off his all-November hoops team. We'll kick things off going behind the scenes of the Men's Soccer Championship from Davidson College Alumni Stadium.
Welcome to the 2016 Atlantic 10 Men's Soccer Championship.
Do or die right now. Play for this, boys. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Good red. Work red. Keep working, KJ.
A little bit more execution, a little bit more accurate services.
Opportunity, Hackett court right under the keeper and scores.
Yeah! Let's go, boys.
Headed up towards the middle, headed over.
What a big equalizer.
Grind, keep possession, stay patient.
Patient and smart, and keep using Grant and Joe.
Get on top of it early, finish. Let's get out of here.
Headed towards the middle, there's a touch, a shot, and a goal!
Mamma mia!
Yes!
Everything you have inside your body today.
Get out to these balls, widen just a little bit to get out to them.
Send in one more time, the touch, DeSantis.
Keep moving the ball in order to move them, right? Not just moving it to move it.
If he plays it back, just go on, we'll follow you. Just go all the way to the keeper. You got me? Flow on.
Trying to get to the goalkeeper. Stays down, it is shot, and it's good.
Let's go.
Becerra trying to chip it over top. You kidding me?
Heads up finish.
Get out there and enjoy this one tonight, guys, all right? Leave it all out there. Walk off this field with your head held high.
We need numbers in there. It's coming in fast. You just got to make runs. Saves it. We put the rebound in.
Turn around, second effort, shot. There it is.
Come on, switch back on again right away.
Oh, Yannick. There's a shot, there's another one.
We need everybody to stop this game. Even more.
Go six.
Joey, hold right back, Joey,
Another feed inside to Bailey. Now another shot and another goal, just like that.
Drops in the box. Whoever's closest to it, just put your name on it and get it out.
We need to get the ball gone, continue to possess, side to side quickly. It's going to take everybody to dig in. Let's go. Get the ball.
Shoot, goal! Right here, baby, right here. Day 2 of the A10 Men's Soccer Championship.
Not let too big of spaces open up in any of our lines.
Near side, shot, save, second effort, good.
Just have a chat with RJ. If RJ can't come with him, he passes them on to you. You just need to be aware of them.
Another head, pushed up and over by Gardan. That was a great effort. VCU Rams will move on to the championship for the second straight year.
We got the goal, and we locked down the house.
Hit the target, all right? Let's do it for the guy beside you and let's bring the championship home.
Let's go. They want to play. We want to play too.
Center back across. Headed, shot, goal, taken by Sandus.
Read it, drop, and win headers. You have to be able to.
Shot corner, goal. Taken by Ole Sandus.
All the things we've looked at over the last 2 months, that's the key today.
Where can we get to reaching our top level of play? Right, both teams today.
Back post, hold him back post.
No goal, all right? All of the guys, no goal.
Cross header, save made. Penalty kicks to the side, a champion.
Knew who makes the save, and the Fordham Rams win the Atlantic 10 championship.
We are pleased to welcome into the A10 Spotlight Fordham men's soccer head coach Jim McElderry. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate you.
All right, so a fantastic season you and your Rams have had this year, Coach, but the championship game in the A10, photo finish, it comes down to a shootout. What did you tell your squad at the end of regulation?
I really just told our guys to be confident. It's a pretty loose group all season, so I was confident that if they could just relax and not think about anything but winning, then they'd be able to perform. And we have what we think is the best goalkeeper in the league. So we knew he'd make at least 1 or 2 saves. We didn't expect him to make 3 saves, but we knew we'd have a chance with Rashid in goal.
You mentioned your goalkeeper, Rashid Nuhu, Coach. So there was no separate conversation to him. He was a part of the same conversation the entire group got?
Well, earlier in the year, we had a penalty kick against us, and I had scouted the opponent and told Rashid which side he was going to shoot. And of course, the player went to the opposite side. So this time I just left him alone and said, you know what, he's good enough to react and make his own decisions. So we just left him alone, and he came up with the goods for sure.
All right, well, he was obviously outstanding, but then on the flip side, your guys went and knocked down those shots. As you watched this thing unfold, what came to mind as you watched your team?
You know, it's nerve-wracking sitting on the sideline, but I have a lot of confidence in our group, and you just really want the guys to relax and not worry about anything. And I was confident that the group we had stepping up are capable of dealing with the pressure. So, but I was nervous, to be honest.
Naturally, Coach, you're only human. We certainly can expect that. So you guys clinched the A10 title. You're second in a span of 3 years. You move on to the NCAA tournament. Doesn't necessarily pan out there. But, Coach, what have you learned about this group?
You know, it wasn't an easy season for us. It was kind of up and down, and we had a couple of bumps in the road early on, but they did such a good job of adjusting. We made some changes tactically during the middle of the year to suit our group, and they really embraced it. So heading into the conference tournament, we got on that great run, and you know, we were disappointed to lose in the NCAA tournament. It was a tight game. We had a couple of chances late, but it's a great learning experience for our players, and we expect to build on it for next year and hopefully keep the level of our program as high as it's been the last couple of years.
But before I let you go, I need 2 words to describe maybe the team and maybe the run that you guys were able to put together this year.
You know, 2 words is tough with this group, but I would say loose group. You know, had a lot of fun, and you know, they understand when to really concentrate, but they are a loose group and a lot of fun to be around.
Loose group. Coach, I think that's the first time I got that 2 combination of words, but if it works, it works. Congratulations on all the success this season, and thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
We should all be able to live life as a loose group. Speaking of a loose group, we're not done with championships. Dayton volleyball has built what you might call a dynasty. We go back and look at this year's run. Richmond senior TJ Cline is off to a great start this season. And oh yeah, he's met Michael Jordan on multiple occasions. We're going to chat with Cline next. It is now time for the A10 Weekly Honors. Congratulations to a pair of seniors that made co-players of the week. One, TJ Cline from Richmond, putting up 19, 8, and 5 assists over the week, including a near triple-double against Maryland. And then senior Jaquan Lewis of VCU, 18 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals over the week. And shout out to the freshman from Duquesne, Mike Lewis II, 11 points per game and 52% from the field in the course of the week. We are pumped to welcome into the program now Richmond senior TJ Cline. TJ, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
All right, so you come off of a week with quite a performance. The Barclays Center tournament, TJ, what did you learn from that opportunity?
I think we learned a lot about our team. I mean, we already knew, we thought we could hang with anybody in the nation. This just kind of further proved it to us. I mean, Maryland's a great team, and we hung with them for 40 minutes and, you know, pushed it into overtime. But I just think that, you know, as the season keeps going further, guys like Julius and DeMonte and some of the younger guys who were still, you know, kind of fishing for their role early in the season have kind of really embraced this challenge and really helped us along the way.
Not only have those guys embraced it, but you have certainly embraced it. This week in the Players Tribune, we got to hear from you in terms of your famous mom, Nancy Lieberman. TJ, what made you want to share your story?
You know, after what I did this summer, I did a lot of reflecting, and I thought, like, what a privilege it was to go out there and to get to train with my mom and to get to do the things that I did, go to the academy and do all this cool stuff going into my senior year. And I mean, not a lot of people get to do that. So for me to do that, I just thought it was, you know, our media guy, Will, came to me and, you know, we had talked about it. And I think he talked to the Players Tribune and they wanted to do it. And I thought it was just a really cool story to share. And just for kids, you know, to never stop, you know, working hard. And really hard work is the proof. And that's what you got to do. And there's no secret.
There were so many good nuggets to be taken away from your article, TJ, but I gotta ask you this question. How in the world did you think at one point that you would pick up your mom's skills via osmosis? I mean, I know she worked hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just I don't know. I was a kid. I just went through the motions. I thought I was good enough. Could always kind of just skate by, being a little bit better than you know, my age, my grade at that point. So I don't know. I was just young and dumb.
TJ, in the article for the Players Tribune, you talk about wanting to get this team to an NCAA tournament. How would you define success for this squad this season, or is that the bar?
I mean, that's it. That's our goal. You know, like we say before every game, we're taking every game is 1-0. Let's get 1-0 in every game. But, you know, when you look at a broad scale, going to the NCAA tournament as our goal. We want to put another banner up in the Robins Center. We want to do, you know, things that this program hasn't done in a while, and I think we have the pieces to do it. And I mean, I'm just going to give it everything I have to try to ensure that we do make a run.
It certainly shows that you are all in and setting a fantastic example for your teammates. Now, my other favorite nugget from your article has to be the Michael Jordan story, asking how he couldn't beat the Pistons, but he could beat the Monstars. Did you ever get a chance to cross paths with MJ after that?
Yeah, a few times. I mean, when my mom was coaching in Detroit, she was coaching the Shock. We saw MJ a few times, and then he's just a family friend of ours. My mom and him have known each other since, you know, way back in the day when they were playing. But I mean, it was looking back, it's one of the most surreal moments, you know, of my life. Just I didn't realize it at the time because, you know, you're 5, 6 years old, but I was actually talking to MJ, and this story, I mean, it's hysterical. So to get to share that was pretty fun.
It is hysterical. Now, does he give you the blues about that at all when he saw you as you were maturing and growing up?
You know, I don't know if he remembers it too well. We saw him at when he got inducted to the Hall of Fame, and he didn't bring it up, so maybe he forgot about it. I'm hoping he did.
TJ, thanks for your time.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Okie dokie, we're not done with basketball. Mark Adams, our lead national college basketball analyst, is going to talk A10. He's handing out some hardware for the month of November. Welcome back into the A10 Spotlight. The Dayton Flyers won their 3rd straight A10 title at this year's volleyball championship, the program's 11th overall. With that in mind, we take a look back at all the programs that competed for the conference title.
And from Chaffetz Pavilion in St. Louis, Missouri, welcome to the 2016 Atlantic 10 Volleyball Championships.
Give me a good press. Serve. Are you smiling yet? It's a great tempo. Give me a pass here.
Let's make sure we're staying aggressive on our serving. That part of it, constant, no matter how well we're doing any other skill.
A sophomore outside hitter from outside hitter from.
Good luck. 1 point at a time. Right. Let's go. One step at a time. Penetrate the net. Okay, here we go. Reach over. Come on, Vicky. Come on.
You don't attack the ball right away. Let the ball come down. Push in. You've got to get off the net in transition.
And VCU is headed to the Atlantic 10 Conference semifinals.
It's one of the things our left fronts who match up with them on the slide, but then in transition we're all the way back in.
I think that we're a good defensive team. We need to be in position and dig more balls. Look to each other.
Yeah, we did a great job there. We left a few on the table. Let's earn those back right now by just taking care of the little things, ball, giving ourselves good swing and transition.
I like our composure in the 5th set. Really, we know we're under pressure there.
Rebecca, shift over towards us.
Communicating what you're seeing. Work together on figuring out
our problem.
We need to be steady and calm like we talk about, effectively do our job. And that's first ball and then transition, we need to go a little bit faster.
Love the serve and pass piece of this, play some defense. Show me even more edge in this set. Let's even ramp it up another level.
We respond in the fourth set and the fifth set, just like with our composure we had, but as soon as we came back, win games of 5, that's when I felt like we actually started playing like a team and we started getting everything together.
There's a whole lot for me to say as a coach when I know in that moment that you are player-led rather than coach-led. We got to get up early tomorrow and start it all over for a championship.
It's tea. We don't drink coffee before games. Dehydrate too.
That's the last piece. If you guys compete the way you did last night when it was on the line, I feel really good about what we're going to do.
Big crowd here today. Full house at the Chaffetz Pavilion.
We're aggressive.
I don't know if you hear me at all when I'm out there or not. I don't think you do. Be the strongest team together. Okay, play together.
Dayton Flyers have done it again. Atlantic 10 champions in 2016. They're out of the NCAA tournament.
Not only did those Dayton Flyers pick up their 7th title in 8 years, but head coach Tim Horsman was also A10 Coach of the Year. Now you're looking at basketball, you guessed it. Ahead, we're going to switch gears. Our college basketball analyst, Mark Adams, hands out his November hardware. Welcome back to the A10 Spotlight. It's time for the Women's Weekly Awards. Congratulations to a pair of seniors, Kyra Washington of GW being the first. She averaged 13 points and 8 rebounds over the course of a 2-1 week for the Colonials. She shares the award with LaSalle senior Jasmine Alston, who put up her 4th, not 1, not 2, not 3, her 4th triple-double of the season. 15 points, 18 rebounds, 12 assists in a win over Miami of Ohio. And then the Rookie of the Week goes to UMass's Haley Liddell. She added 21 points, 6 assists, and 5 steals in a pair of wins for the Minute Women. One more note, St. Louis junior point guard Jackie Kemp is one of 50 players named to the Naismith Trophy watch list. The award is given out to the Player of the Year in women's college basketball. She's the only player from the A10 on the list. With that said, it's time to turn now to Mark Madness. Our very own Mark Adams joins the program to hand out his November awards as only he can.
It's time for Mark Madness and my November awards, as the Atlantic 10 now has knocked off 6, let me say that again, 6 Power 5 opponents during the November out-of-conference schedule. So let's start with some players who make my all-November team. It is time for Mark Madness in the Atlantic 10. First, let's start with TJ Cline of Richmond. He's the best 6'9" passer in the country. I saw him last weekend, over the Thanksgiving weekend, as they nearly took down Maryland, and TJ Cline was the best passer and best basketball player on the floor. A lot of fun to watch as a big guy. He gets a touch on every single possession for the Richmond Spiders. A lot of fun to watch in TJ Cline. Hassan Martin of Rhode Island. He's an intimidator, a shot blocker. He goes after every shot and changes shots and blocks shots for Rhode Island and that stingy Bob Hurley defense. This is a guy to keep your eye on. He's a potential double-double guy, night in and night out. Watch out for Hassan Martin on my all-November team. Matt Mobley, maybe a name you haven't heard of. He transferred from Central Connecticut to St. Bonaventure. All he does is knock down threes to the tune of 50%. He is a pure shooter up in Olean, New York. He can really knock down the shots. Watch for him in December and moving into the conference play. Charles Cook of those Dayton Flyers. He is a matchup nightmare. At 6'6", he can put the ball on the floor. He does a good job of posting up. He can bang the 3 ball. He runs the floor 94 feet. Charles Cook is a matchup guy that nobody wants to defend. Shavar Newkirk of St. Joe's. He's the most productive dude in the A10 right now. He's scoring, he's rebounding, he's assisting, he's doing everything. And for VCU, Jaquan Lewis, a real leader on the floor. That Havoc defense revolves around rangy guys that play fingertip to fingertip defense. He does it as well as anybody. A double-figure scorer, a 5 or 6 assist guy a night. He's played extremely well in that Havoc system. Sean Dre Jones, also a Richmond Spider. quick on quick. Hello and goodbye. In the 94-foot, I saw him fillet the Maryland defense during the Barclays Classic in Brooklyn. In November, he was as good as any guard in the country. Watch for Chavandre, as he is going to be dynamite for those Spiders. Peyton Aldridge. Now, listen, Jack Gibbs, he's the name and face of Davidson. But Peyton Aldridge is the Robin to the Batman. And he deserves a little bit of credit. He deserves his day in the sun. And right now, Peyton, you're getting your day in the sun because he's been able to not only score the basketball, but also rebound it, and a very unselfish player as well. Peyton Aldridge, you made my All-November team. E.C. Matthews. EC stands for extra credit for Rhode Island. They went into Valpo and won last night. They've had some big wins throughout this season, knocking off St. John's and LSU and Princeton. And one of the big reasons is because of a healthy E.C. Matthews. Remember, he was injured 1 season ago, but he comes through this year 100%. And man, is he a nightmare to defend. And then Scoochie Smith, one of my favorite names in college basketball for the Dayton Flyers. Scoochie is a true leader. While he doesn't get all the points like Charles Cook does for the Dayton Flyers, he makes everything happen for the Dayton Flyers, and he made my All-November team as well. 2 other honorable mentions that are also putting up some pretty good numbers. Marquise Moore of George Mason, a potential double-double guy for Dave Paulson. They are ramping up for the Atlantic 10 Conference season. And then also Jalen Adams at St. Bonaventure. He's been dynamite, almost 20 points a game, shooting over 40% from 3. Those are 12 guys to watch in November. Moving to December, part of my Mark Adams, Mark's Madness in the Atlantic 10 Conference.
Thank you for that, Mark. Certainly a great complement of gentlemen on that list. We'll have our eye on them all season. I'm Monica McNutt. That's the end of this A10 Spotlight. See you next week.